It's a tussle that turns ugly now and then. The tussle is between those who feel freedom of expression should be absolute. A painter should be free to paint what he wants, a writer should be free to write what he wants without any fear, and those who feel freedom of expression cannot be absolute and should come with certain riders. In the studio, I'm joined by Shachi Mohta and Megha Kabra, and Shachi feels that right to express yourself should be absolute in nature. Shachi, why do you feel that?
Since it's a freedom that's guaranteed by the Constitution and there's a provision for it, and that's how we've been brought up to believe that we're free to express and we're free to say how we feel, I feel like curtailing that in certain ways and in certain aspects could be problematic, because then that's taking away certain fundamental rights that we've been guaranteed. And especially, like you said, with writers and painters, with creativity, as a society, we also have a very elevated notion of art. We put art. The thing is that what happens then is that also, art reflects the society of its times, and it is a product of the society of its times. And what happens then if you're going to restrict the creation of art and its dissemination, the problem then that comes up is that are we leaving behind a distorted or warped idea of our times for posterity? And is that okay? Are we all right with that?
Well, we'll perhaps talk about creativity a little later, but before that, she made an interesting point, and that is we as people of India are guaranteed by the Constitution. Freedom of expression is a fundamental right enlisted in Article 19. Why do you feel that freedom of expression should come with certain riders in that case?
If you see, even in the Constitution,
there are qualifiers.
There are qualifiers, and there cannot be anything as an absolute freedom, because if you're living in a society, there has to be a parameter to which you are going to be to which you're going to be bound. If your freedom of expression is hurting another person's freedom of expression, then I think it's not right. There has to be some parameter where you're not hurting the other person while.
So you're saying that while words are harmless, but words could be used to incite masses in this case. I mean, as we have seen, be it in the case of Taslima Nasreen, Salman Rushdie, Maqbool Fida Hussain, and that's a very valid point that, you know,
just to go back to what she said about the parameters within the Constitution, what's enlisted as per the article. Well, if you look into it, what comes up is that there are restrictions in place and there are parameters in place, and those only look out for the situations in which a person's freedom of expression or freedom of speech goes against the sovereignty of the state, not against private individuals, not against specific communal groups. So then, in that case, you know, if there's treason activity, that's fine. If you're going to write hate speeches about, say, the...
At this point in time, let me sort of quote from the Constitution what it says. It says, and I quote, "Interests of the sovereignty and integrity of India, the security of the state, friendly relations with foreign states, public order, decency or morality, or in relation to contempt of court, defamation or incitement to an offense will be paramount."
All right, and that's absolutely right. But then again, when you bring up examples like the artists that you did, and the writers that you did, these are works of art.
You are an artist, so you're going to be creating, but I'm confining your creativity within these four walls.
Yeah,
that's the point that you're trying to make.
Problem.
And at this point in time, I want Megha's rebuttal on this. That Megha, why do you feel that an artist should create within those four walls?
I don't feel that the artist should be contained in four walls of parameters or boundaries, but there should also you can't say that we will have absolute freedom of expression and just go wild with it. You need to also have awareness
you should be sensitive to other people,
to other people's ideas and beliefs, and you can't just
in the name of creative freedom do not run amok. And
that's
right. So, and which is a very valid point. While you're free to create as an artist what you want, paint the gods and goddesses that you want, write the books that you want, criticize the religions and the politics and politicians as to the extent that you might want, but beyond a point, words can hurt people.
But then, in that case, I would move the other side of the argument to exercise their freedom of choice and not indulge in, maybe, or not engage in these works of art that they feel are, offensive to them or to their group or wherever they come from, because that's your freedom. That's your freedom to not look into something, or to not look into something, or not dwell on something that you feel is harmful. But to kind of at the end of the day, in most, I mean, I would not speak for the artist, of course, but
Right.
the way I look at it, when when you read literature and when you look at art, it's done through the motive is to create a piece of art, not
And
to
also
incite.
sometimes artists are anti-establishment and they're trying to express through their work, they're trying to criticize what's happening in the society, as you were saying
that's
earlier.
exactly what I was saying at the beginning. That at the end of the day, if art is meant to reflect our society, then the true representation of society would not involve constraints and not involve these kind of parameters,
Right.
unless it's a situation where it's going to
The
be
kind of
the kind of
situations which are perhaps sort of, mentioned in the constitution.
That's what I mean. Yeah, exactly.
Right.
Agree, but when you look at it, India as a society, it is widespread with lots
We're
of
known
religion,
for our diversity,
the
so-
diversity, the caste. So you have so many sensibilities getting together, coalescing in one country. It's so you have to take care of not sort of catering to every religion and every caste that comes along, but at least to the general sensibilities of the people of the nation.
How
We
are we
also
going to
feel
learn
as
to
a
be?
society, we discourage people. In fact, parents often tell their kids that don't talk back, you little unwise one. It starts right from the very
Yeah.
beginning, and that sort of
Yeah, agreed. But that's sort of the way I think Indian society has been.
I mean, this
But
is perhaps
it
the
has
case,
been,
not just
yeah,
with Indian society, but perhaps with
with everyone. The older, the wiser, right?
Yeah, yeah.
But coming back to my point, I think that if we create awareness, so even a child, as they grow up, when they reach, a certain mental state, a mental level,
Yeah.
they have the capacity to understand each
the
aspect,
implications
each-
of their
yeah,
actions or expressions.
right.
Yeah.
So that's very important, and that can only happen when you have certain regulations in the system while you're growing up, to sort of come across each and everything, but in a controlled manner.
All
She's
right,
saying
and
there
that's
should
fair,
be, and
and-
I feel those checks and balances are already there.
But then if those checks and balances are already there, I feel the bigger problem is that they're not being applied uniformly. Because you have cases like Charlie Hebdo, you have cases like Taslima Nasreen, you have Salman Rushdie,
Right.
and things like that. But then what about things like ads and films that are perpetuating patriarchy? Or, politicians who are kind of firing communal sentiments to get to a vote bank. Or if you have, for example, film censorship. All right, you're already giving a film censorship rating as an adult film. Why do you still have to cut out scenes? As a
Right.
thinking adult, I'm allowed, a filmmaker is allowed to make what he feels or, depict or portray the kind of action that he'd like to. And you've already only restricted the audience to adults. So
Right.
you're taking
What's
care
the
of
point
their
of
thought. What's the
further-
point of further cutting down? That's unfair to the writer, and that's also unfair to the viewer. Because how do you deal with that? And also you have,
I'll come back to
Yeah.
you on that. Megha, respond to it.
So what you're saying is restricted only to a very, very tiny section of the society in India. It's the educated people. There are a lot of people who do not have as much access to education, to as much access to.
So you feel the problem exists
But-
because of the fact that people are not aware, are not educated
but
enough.
do you think
I
that by
do.
shutting down thoughts or ideas, you're going
but
to
as a
lead to
society,
awareness?
We need to become more tolerant, and that can only happen, overnight. It has to come gradually. So once tolerance sets in, only then can we sort of, get to understanding each point of views, and then we can
Yes.
probably have absolute expression.
Of course, I mean,
But tolerance is informed and catalyzed by exposure. And if you are not exposed, or if you have a limited blinkered kind of myopic
so
view,
perhaps we should do it in a step-by-step manner.
I guess. But then again, the step-by-step manner has to be, if that is what we do, it has to be applied again in a very uniform and fair sense, not just kind of, catering to the whims and fancies of a particular group that may be affected by a particular, just hinging on the women example. How has feminist theory, how did the movement of feminism come through? Through writing, through
Right.
art. That's
And which was
that's our
prohibited at
mode. That's our mode of expressing ourselves, and
At
that's
that
our
point
mode
in
of,
time,
exactly.
yes.
That was prohibited at that point of time, maybe,
Yes.
but it fought. That's why it's a movement, because it fought its way up,
Right.
and it's allowed. And today, if we in India,
Yeah.
the feminist movement in the West has gone, finished. It's come and gone a while ago, and we're riding that wave now, because
Right.
we tend to get things a little later because our society is still progressing. So that's fine. But if we're going to shut those things down, then maybe women it's going to be even more challenging for women to kind of reach an equal status
Let's
with men
move
here.
on at this point in time and talk about the fact that how masses can be manipulated and often are in a country which has 123 crore plus people. All you need is perhaps a group of 1,000 people protesting against something, against a piece of art, against a movie at Jantar Mantar, and well, there is going to be a ban on it. So how do you respond to that?
I say that we need to have better checks to freedom of expression.
There already are checks. That
There
is
are
the
checks,
check.
but yeah, agreed. There are checks, but we need people who can also monitor those checks. Then.
Right.
If we have people who are, if you're balanced on both the sides, then I don't think we should have a problem. 66A, which the Supreme Court said it's
Draconian,
yes,
yeah.
it's
Yes,
draconian.
yes, yes.
It needs to be explained better or
Yeah.
taken off.
Right. And I mean, we were talking earlier and you were telling me that, yes, I mean, it's easy, very easy for people to manipulate masses and sort of,
Yeah, because the way I look at it is if you shut down dissent, you're manufacturing consent. And that's a very big problem, especially like you said, it's a country of 123 crore, more than that. And especially since it's like what you said, Megha, that a very large population does not have access to the kind of awareness that maybe you and I sitting in the studio do, and you know.
So it's
even more problematic then, because
Right.
then you're manufacturing their consent by shutting down the dissent of the people who. The
by
voice of
presenting
dissent.
your opinion, your side of the picture,
Yes.
and hence using
Yes.
that
Today when we have an argument, we equally show both sides.
Right.
So that's what I mean.
All right. At this point in time, Megha, I want you to make your concluding remarks.
I would say that absolute freedom of expression, if something like that could exist, would definitely be like a double-edged sword. If you want that much of freedom from the government, then you have to be that responsible.
And also,
I
before we do that, also let's talk for a little bit about the right to offend. I mean, which is, of course, not enshrined in the Constitution, so to speak. But often what happens is, I mean, your actions might offend me.
Yeah.
But that doesn't mean you're not free to do what you want, right?
Right, but then again, if your morals are correct, then you wouldn't sort of offend me. In the sense that for someone, killing is not offensive. For them, it's
Oh,
it's
you're
fine.
talking about sociopaths in that case.
No, but that's
But as a
fine.
society
but that's
and
very
as
clearly laid out that that's criminal. I mean,
yes, yes,
Okay,
yes.
okay. Let's talk about something as simple as defamation. If you're writing something wrong
Right, which
about
could be
someone,
incriminating or
All right.
incriminating,
Yeah.
but if you don't have your facts right, then it's not correct
again,
to-
these selective sort of,
So-
sending out of information out in the public to manufacture consent or dissent. Your concluding remarks at this point in time.
Can I just
Shafi?
respond to?
Please,
can I?
please,
Yeah,
please,
can I just respond? Take for example the AIB roast that happened recently. Everyone was really looking forward to it. It was a big deal, and everyone loves these comedians. They're a very established group, and all the people that were involved in a part of the roast, the people that were being made fun of or whatever, were involved, and they were there at the venue, enjoying, partaking in the fun. And then later on, a few days later, you have this big uproar that this is wrong and where
Right.
this is contributing to the moral decay of the masses or whatever. But why is that a problem? It's put up as a YouTube link. All you have to do is go and click on it. So you exercise your freedom of choice in viewing it. If you do not wish to view it, if you do not wish to experience moral decay, don't.
Right.
It's as simple as that. Why do you have to systematically get involved and shut it down? That's curtailing freedom of expression. And
Right.
I don't feel okay with that.
Perhaps the reason that we don't have right to offend as a right enshrined in the Constitution is also because of the fact that it's a reflection of the state of society at this point in time.
Yeah.
Perhaps maybe in future we might have that. On that note, we will conclude this debate, but you don't go anywhere as there's a lot more coming up on the other side.